have you ever experienced the phrase two steps forward and one step back? Where
Yeah.
it's where you're trying to accomplish something, and for
Uh,
some unseen reason, a problem appears,
mm,
and so you have to resolve that problem before you can continue your way
mm,
to reach the objective.
yeah.
In objective. Well, let me introduce you to one step forward and two steps back, where the objective seems to be getting further away, no matter what you say.
Mm,
That is the situation the government finds itself, the British government finds itself when it comes to the illegal migrants in small
mm,
boats crossing
yeah.
the English Channel to reach the shores of Blighty.
Mm,
Now, before the viewer switches off and thinks, it's just another
that's,
podcast that's about the migrants,
mm,
uh, I need your help. I need their help.
mm,
In spite of the promises and faux schemes over the last 7 years to stem the flow of migrants, 180,000 people have completed the journey from a humble 299 crossings in 2018, peaking to 45,000 in 2022,
wow.
and just this year, 20,000 so far. One would have thought that the two governments later, a suitable solution would have been found. But after some feeble attempts, the situation just seems to be getting worse. So, as the migrants are on their Uber Eats bicycles delivering hamburgers to those patrons who are giving them tax free cash
Yeah.
instead of getting off their fat asses and waddling down to their favourite burger joint, the migrants are earning money hand over fist while being housed in Desres hotels that unemployed and down and out people, British people, can only dream about. I mean, you can be forgiven if you are beginning to think like a conspiracy theorist of the Great Replacement Theory fame until you realize that the government probably isn't that intelligent enough to pull that one off. So we come to the latest idea yet to be announced, but it's in the works, which is why I need the thoughts of the listener or viewer
Mm,
to help me out on this one. It's called the one in, one out policy,
mm,
thought up by the present administration. How exactly it will work is not or hasn't been revealed yet. But this is what we know so far. Right? A deal is being made with France. Yes, another deal with the French, where instead of the UK government sending failed asylum seekers back to their home countries, they send them to France.
right.
And the deal is that France will give in return the same amount of asylum seekers or illegal immigrants, one for one. And they get them out of their tent cities in France and send them to the UK. Preference will be given to family members of successful asylum seekers already in the UK. So those that have been granted asylum,
Yeah, yeah, yes.
those that don't, they get sent to France, and the family members of those that do, that gain their
Yeah,
asylum,
okay, yeah.
they can be shipped in and stay as a family unit.
Mm,
Yeah? Now, on the face of it, to me, it seems like a zero sum game,
mm,
one for one, right? And that, but if you pull the camera back a little bit, you know,
yeah, zoom it out,
come
yeah.
back and look a little bit more um, holistically, as they
Mm,
to use a
yeah,
fashionable
yeah,
word.
yeah. Everything around it, yeah. Background, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That you realise that not even the deportations will help lower the number of immigrants in the UK,
Mm,
as they will be replaced by others.
mm,
But also, on the fringe, the migrant boats will still be floating across the channel, seven, eight, 10 at a time, with 70 people on board each one. And even those failed asylum seekers being left in France,
Mm.
they're going to slip round to the coast and get into
Yeah.
another, go back again. So my question I'm trying to ask is, am I missing something here?
Well, no, I did wonder this as well. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This one in, one out scheme did make the headlines, albeit briefly,
Mm,
but seems to have gotten snowed under by all the rest of the political news coming out of the UK.
mm.
And I'm left ironically high and dry, you know.
Lack of
I mean,
information.
I mean, if it was Rachel Reeves that thought of this, I'm not surprised she was crying in Parliament the other day.
Well, well, yeah. I mean, just well,
But let's try and keep on this zero
yeah,
sum.
yeah. I was gonna say, yeah.
I identified it so as not to lose the main
Uh,
point of this video.
Well, I mean, when I first see it, one in, one out, one out, one in. Sorry. Um, I thought, well, the name is rather suggestive that it's not really solving the problem, um, unless people in the administration can't actually do any maths at all. Which,
Hey, hey,
sorry.
seems like something that Diana would have done.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I don't think even she could come up with that one. Yeah, oh yeah. Hers was a total miscalculation. Not, I mean, even a child knows you put one thing out and put something else in. You can't. You put something else in, it's full up. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I mean, okay. It probably means that you can try, but like I say, if you can stop the boats, then maybe you can start looking at other ways of doing it. But even then, just because one person has passed their asylum process, yeah, where are these other family members coming from? If they're coming from such an oppressed country, how's this a repressive country allowed for other family members out as well? Yeah, unless they send someone in as the person that's most likely to get it.
Well,
Yeah.
you're assuming that all the asylum seekers are genuine asylum seekers.
Well, I've been told they are by the government, so or many of them are. So I'm like you. I can only go on the best information I have, and that they're being processed. Yeah.
Government is not the right source for the best information. You just have to get the guy who's the migrant who's at the front of the boat taking a selfie,
Yeah.
the other day,
Has it?
and they're all singing and dancing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm okay. He hasn't got any identification, so we don't know who he is. But yeah, he's got a self. He's got a mobile phone. Um, all men of fighting age, I may add. Yeah.
Well, I don't I don't really
No.
I don't really that doesn't bother me as much
No. 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 Yeah.
because on the same patamar you'd say that they're all men of working age.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
that doesn't say that they're fighting. Although it does throw a, a, a question,
Mm,
a shroud of doubt
mm,
as what would make a British person want to go and serve in the army
mm,
to defend a country full of foreigners.
mm. Well, yeah. It's a. I mean, yes. Okay. This is careful. You'll be accused of being an extremist soon. Um.
Innocent question.
Yeah. You don't ask all good questions. You get accused of being an extremist. You know how it works now. Yeah, it is a again, I heard it. I don't have any more answers than you're seeing from the media. Um I mean when I saw that headline, I thought, well, was that a sensational headline? Then I read the first paragraph and thought, no. it's it's pretty much what the media seem to have got, even GB News, yeah, which is does occasionally go and ask some probing questions, along with the Telegraph occasionally. Um, I haven't looked at the Guardian. I didn't see the Guardian's report about this one, or the Daily Mail's, I must admit. Yeah, because I don't scan it. If I see one ridiculous thing, I can't answer.
Then you haven't been looking at the press, have you?
Well,
Basically, you've just told me that you don't look at the press.
yeah. Well,
But there you are. Well,
if yeah, okay. Well, yeah.
sometimes I know that sometimes it's best not to.
Well, if I want to read comedy, I can pick up a Tom Sharp book. Yeah. If people don't know who Tom Sharp is, worth checking out because Tom Sharp highlighted comical things in governments when he wrote his novels, which appeared to be the government now seem to be adopting. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe he forecast the future from the 1970s, was it 60s, 70s? Um, it is again. I looked at this and I thought, well, yes, like you, how does this solve a problem, an issue that's been highlighted by probably 70, 80%, if not more, of the population of the United Kingdom? Yeah. Um, and it's like you say, you do wonder that there's two things at play. Are the people that actually we elect as our government actually got any intelligence at all? Are they intelligent, just play stupid and believe that we're stupid? Or they just don't care?
I think I'm not. I think it might be a little bit of all of that, all of the above.
Mm,
But I think the main reason is that they need to be seen
mm.
to be doing something, if it's effective or not.
Yeah, but they've just
And
announced they're doing nothing.
yes, that's right. Well, I mean, just look at the last Social Security bill
Oh yeah,
that was hacked to pieces
well, it wasn't.
the other day, and they sent the bills to save money,
Mm.
and now after it's been hacked to pieces, it's going to cost. It's going to be more expensive than if they would have done nothing.
Well, yeah, yeah.
You know, I can understand why Rachel is getting a little bit frustrated.
Well, I mean, in fairness to her, she's looking at things and she's probably even suggested some good ideas. Yeah, in the brainstorm and be told, no, you can't do that. That's not what we do. No, you can't do that. And she's been told, well, you've got to find this additional money. And yeah, I don't know about you, but if I was in employment, well, okay, she's not going to lose the job totally. She'll just have to probably step. I don't know what else to do. Um, I would be going at the moment. My manager is a complete idiot if I was in her situation. Yeah. Um,
I think the next time, the next time that she's in the Parliament, she's going to look into one of the cameras, and she's going to go, "We are."
yeah.
You can bleep that out.
I don't know. I think it's very descriptive. I might leave that in, but yeah. Yes. But yes, it is a it I yeah, unlike the government, I don't care if I lose money on this one because I think it's very descriptive what you've just said. It's exactly the situation. I mean, I've just done a podcast today where I've been very pro British and pro UK, and I think you've just summed up that entire issue in that. Um, but I do hope not, people. I hope the UK has a future. We've got a few little issues to resolve, or the government have, or whatever administration is in. Now, I'm just going to say this: that the present administration, and they can't keep blaming the past administration. They've been in power a year. Yeah, 12 months is a long time.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
depends on what the last administration left, because Rome wasn't built in a day.
No.
Uh, and I don't mind defending. I don't mind defending anybody
Mm.
as long as they seem to be making progress.
Well, they're not. Yes, you're quite
Everything
right.
that I've seen up until now, the progress has either been treading water
Mm.
or beginning to drown.
Well, as I have regularly said on this podcast, and it's been borne out by many things that have happened. It doesn't matter what our elected officials say. And okay, Starmer is an elected official, Reeves is an elected official, Rayner is an elected official. Yeah, official. Okay. It strikes me it doesn't matter. And okay, if we looked at the previous administration, they're all elected. It doesn't matter what they say. You've got what's been known as the blob or the section
Well,
beneath them who don't
you know,
change anything.
sometimes you have to look further afield
Yeah.
to see where the success stories come from.
Mm.
I'd like him, I hate him. Uh, the actual president of the United States
Mm.
has done more in 3 months than other administrators have done in 8 years. I mean,
Well,
on the space of a couple of days, he closed down the border of the US.
um,
Boom,
well,
done, done.
I, I mean that's what I mean. I mean, the thing is with the US, one administration goes out, and when we talk an administration, we're talking about entire administration, a whole big chunk, probably 3 or 4 layers at the top of administration go out.
Yep.
We elect our politician in, somebody becomes leader, they're stuck. So they're gonna have their manager, the head guy, the prime minister, his
Yep.
ministers. That's only 2 layers of management. The rest remain in situ.
So you're
Yeah,
talking about the civil servants here.
I am. Yeah. So it doesn't
So if
matter.
the answer is to be able, very much like in the US, that you
Mm,
serve at the pleasure of the president,
yes.
then so you must serve at the pleasure of the prime minister.
Yeah.
If they are staying behind because they can't be sacked
Mm,
or they can't be removed,
yeah.
then that is quite a big problem,
Mm.
especially because it's going to bloat the government to a humongous size because each prime minister is going to want their people in.
Well,
And if you can't sack anybody, then you're just going to get more and more and more and more and more.
we know what happens if anyone does actually change it or try to change, okay, the policy for immigration. They get accused of bullying and all sorts of things. Their life is made hell. Um, and quite frankly, and you know that you can see that. I mean, okay, um, you can see the frustration in some of the previous administrations, people. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Um,
pretty Patel.
yeah. I mean, I think she's quite, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to use the word, but I like her because she's quite a strong character. Where,
That's right.
um, yeah,
But
I
she was
would,
stifled. She was stifled.
yeah. And yeah, I mean, I could imagine her walk into a situation, somebody saying we can't do this, and she would probably be the obnoxiously say, why not? Give me a good reason. Well, we don't, I want it done. Yeah, she would be almost autocratic. And you have to be able to do that. Um, Where's yeah, the number 47 is actually a businessman disguised. He's got a penny, yeah, who's put a disguise on or a hat on, quite literally, as a politician at the moment. Yeah, and he's a CEO, and he expects his word to be law, quite literally. I know it makes him sound like a dictator, but he's not entirely. He has to still adhere to the legal requirements of the situation. Yeah. But yeah, the UK is a totally different setup. It's not that easy, and we've already said this about doing anything in the UK, and it's been now got to such a status that it's a big grinding heavy machine. That to try and get anything done or changes in the UK, I mean, they're managing to. I mean, yeah, everyone's fisting in the air because they're going to be able to ban um, this pseudo terrorist organization in days. Well, great. Now you prove you can do it, or let's see if it happens. Yeah, because you can bet that somebody in the machinery somewhere is going to manage to find a way to prevent it actually happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. That's going to be the litmus test.
But
Uh,
anyway,
yeah,
back to the original point. If anybody watching this,
yeah,
if you've managed to stick around until this time of the podcast,
mm,
and you've got any idea of what the one in one out means, how it works,
yeah,
how it's going to benefit the UK,
yeah. Please,
uh,
please let us
drop
know.
us drop us a line.
Yeah,
You'll be far more intelligent than what I am if you can find an answer
yeah.
to my question.